Go for that classic good old ramp play, and it'll be up to Sved to take that initial contact.
Sved looking for the head, but it's gonna be Masuda that gives him one instead. Didn't mean to rhyme that last part, but hey. All comes up Millhouse, and all of these grenades coming up a ramp with the defense being nowhere close. They're just still waiting for a hit onto middle or B or something. I guess they're waiting for the bomb to get planted as well. This execute on its way as the flank surely should come in any second. With the bomb being planted though, Falcons, they can pick their after plant positions, and it's a tough retake for the eyeballer side.
Yeah, it's one of those rough situations you don't want to be in. There's not any smokes available in this lineup, just the defuse kit on Shine to attempt to cause some space, be able to start that tap, and JW able to find a double on MBK and KENNYS, but still, those Ts are able to get a response, slow them down, force them to take those engagements, and JW a bit, forcing them out and letting them just have to stack up on side.
Oh,
Python setting up for an interesting molly onto A, possibly to clear out that side route even further. But seems like they're going to lean towards B here on the rotation. It's going to be up to Flusha to take those entries.
He's been hiding in that corner for a while, and Flusha was expecting him, but he still loses the duel. As the exchanges happen all over the goddamn place, it's gonna be B where the dust is gonna have to settle. This bomb running on in as it's just trying to hold them aback, but look at that. He still kills KENNYS. I didn't think he even had the angle, but NBK with a very fast trade, and of course the securement of the round. JW couldn't really do a thing once that B hit came on in, but oh boy, the first part of that round, so many kills just happening within seconds of one another. It was a chaotic sort of situation that ended peacefully there on the B site.
Yeah, I would say overall just one of those rounds. They lost those early engagements, getting picked off around the map. That B site gets open. The players on that defense just leaving themselves too open, resulting in Shine getting taken down the phone. Taking a good risk, trying to go aggressive in mid, but having a proper player in ladder room and T-spawn should have been enough to hold that attack, but Sved lands a good shot onto Python, taking him down with that P250, and more little cheesy gaps through those sandbags, able to get more info to take more players down, at least chip them down a bit, as that AWP from KENNYS has been brought on out. Very fun method to bring that weapon on through. Sved will be able to find one with that stolen AK, but that'll be all as Falcons get this clean for a lead. Eyeballers struggling to find any response at the moment, as there's very clean shots and effective trades coming out from Falcons.
But at least they kind of killed pretty much every single round, no matter what the buy is. They do kill 2 people. So goes as round number 5 is upon us, and Eyeballers are desperately looking for some kind of a round on their opponent's map pick. Masuda killing himself with his own Molotov as he runs through the smoke. What was that?
Miraculous timing that just like a tick of molly damage happened to touch him just before the last bullet would have taken him down. But I mean, with how they changed things and how they fixed the suicide bonus denying money to the enemy team, so it won't really change much at the end of things other than a frag on the scoreboard. Shine able to get that initial pick on MBK, and perfect trades following up from Sapik and Sved, denying that mid-rotation to try to get some B-site control, leaving Kenny alone, and potentially someone Eyeballers would like to hunt to not only take that weapon out of their hands, but also just help give them some money of their own. Though fortunately enough, JW still does have that AWP for the moment.
Trying to save it. On the side of KENNYS, though. As you really just have to kind of go into that big T-spawn room if you want to be saving on this map, and you're pretty safe there. There's quite long angles that your enemies have to utilize to chase you down. But as KENNYS is right now, he's looking at 2 separate angles, not really looking at either one of them to a good extent.
Oh, that AWP stuck out, he knows.
Yeah, the timing was such that Flusha barely saw him as KENNYS was fading back, and the rest is history. No AWP for the French side as the Swedes finally take a round. All thanks to, of course, Masuda suiciding on ramp quite early on, but it was the mid-fights that really made the difference here. But no one from the T side really able to make much of it. Such a cerebral player, flusha. He's always been smart, and he may have just surprised them there. Blind Frenchies on the other side as he makes cash register noises here with the MP9, farming up money. I didn't know you could harvest from your farms this late into winter, Trev, but Flush is doing it.
Yep. It always depends on where you happen to be staged. Not all places are equal in that sense, and Flush certainly doesn't play by the rules as he just shreds down these players with that MP9. Just able to get all that info, spray through that good old wood, get that benefit, and you too can reap in some rewards just like Flush it with that MP9.
Exactly. Let's see if Falcons can reap this round, though. They've thrown a lot of money into it, using all those sign-up bonuses. Not very many grenades, though. So you kind of are counting on winning the aim duels, and where are you going to win them? If you try to win them on ramp, I got another thing coming for you there. I mean, it's just JW holding the angle and Sapik going for the info jumps. It's quite a hard part of the map to penetrate as, well, you use a flashbang, it's not going to be covering all the angles. But that smoke does actually give them a lot of breathing room as JW is forced on back, but Sapik does take the opportunity to step forward where he will die. Of course, JW about to get encroached upon, so he has to get out of dodge, but that smoke grenade gives him enough space, and Shine is covering his back.
Oh, just the leg of KENNYS showing as he tries to push through, and Shine, beautiful support flashbangs to help him out. He's able to take down a second now, and he's just helping hard anchor this A site. Finally removed from the equation, but the damage has been done. JW still existing here on side. They just have to try to ignore him, and Suda actually getting the space, but it means they're all tagged up. Somehow, the MP9 doesn't connect there, and Haji with two miraculous headshots with the AK salvaged the round for Falcons that it felt like they were doomed to lose.
It really just looked like that, right? With this kind of a great beginning and the unfortunate sort of heel of Kenny showing up. But hey, you make it a 2 versus 2. You get the low HPs and your enemies kind of overpass if we should require one. I'm wondering how KENNYS is going to be playing on there because he has no professional experience playing on Ancient, maybe even Vertigo actually, now that I think about it. But I have no time to fact check that, so I don't feel comfortable confirming it one way or another. Either way, round number 9's here.
Can spend a second if you ever feel like doing so, as it looks like we're going to be taking a second to go back to another ramp contact play. Just use that utility to go on.
Oh boy.
The flashbang doesn't connect. The molly does, though. Do a decent bit, force him to use his smoke early, but he still found that initial pick, and he still has the angle to hold towards here. And Sapik's creeping on up, ready to take these engagements once again. JW scoped in, Sapik able to win that first. Head just perfectly shown. JW will respond. And KENNYS able to find one, doing pretty well with that rifle at the moment.
But
Shine's lurking here in the sandbags, so
yeah.
this is going to be just done.
Game over, basically, as soon as Shine comes on the scene. Not to take anything away from JW, though. That was a wonderful initial pick on the ballsy angle where he smokes himself out of danger, can relocate, can, you know, start running away. But, he's JW. He doesn't run away. He doesn't know how to do that. He just wants to take those close-up angles, and yeah, he does find an opportunity later on. From the enemy's perspective, I'm sure that smoke was covering everything up. The
ramp haven't been connecting to stop the vision of players like JW at the moment, so they need to find a way to actually cut off the angles or do something to contest. But that early molly will come in. There's only one player left ahead of Haji, and Flusha is going to be perfect anchoring down this position. Flashbang is continue to keep them back, and even just shooting out their direction.
They needed to find Flush out in the open, and unfortunately for them, they couldn't couldn't do it. They couldn't flush him out, as it were, as he literally just aces them. With some help, of course, from grenades and flashes and all that. It was an eco ace, but he didn't have to keep pushing there. All he had to do was find, like, this first initial kill. You know, yeah, you do the spray transfer of the second guy, that's all good. But then he didn't need to keep pushing. Sure enough, though, he did. He wanted that eco ace. And even NBK effect, as they will once again invest into the round. With KENNYS trying to peer over the smoke. Anyone there? JW on his very standard spot. Nope, not present. Oh, but he's hiding just around the corner, KENNYS. Knowing this. A few pot shots through the walls, why not? You never know who's sneaking up there. As it's gonna be the standard hold on ramp, which Falcons rarely successfully penetrate. Usually they have more success later on in the middle of the round, but they've already burnt a bunch of time off the clock.
Yep, and with that, a bunch of utility as well, as they still have plenty of smokes and mollies on the CT setup to be able to hold them back. So as they try to molly offside, try to clear things out so they can start progressing in ramp, they're immediately mollied off, denying that progress from going any further. He is able to get scoped in, though, and try to find some presence, but they will quickly change the setup and lean towards B after the heavy dedication to utility, and that means it's off of Flush to try to anchor the site. His initial contact knows there. Going to be able to dodge that HE, though NBK will not get taken down. The Suda with that lurk will be able to take one on the side before Sapphic responds. We up the Sven here, able to find the double, not able to transfer to find that third, and JW's burning a bit. Being very low HP, though those AK bullets won't connect at the moment. JW's been able to hold this angle,
Ooh.
missing those two shots, but Haji has to take his bomb plant.
But then once he does, you know, he isolates JW, runs out of time, of course. So well played from J-Dubs to actually go out into the open there, kind of sacrificing himself to secure the round. It's just unfortunate for the Falcon side that it even had to come down to a Haji clutch. Like, he was never going to be doing the 1 versus 2 there with that kind of positioning. It had to be successful on an AWP and obviously pistols around it. Quite a weird buy. And
Yeah,
we're still... I get...
Indeed.
Python had a better spawn for something, probably. He had the op at the beginning. He obviously has dropped it down to KENNYS. Wouldn't want to have that gun out of his hands for much longer.
Likely had the best timing to have that potential to just swing on that B arch and try to find a pick early, just peeking up onto the stairs. Not able to get anything to work out there, and JW just getting owned by Masuda. Fantastic deagle shot, good to see him alive and starting to perform. Mention not seeing a great show from him initially, but good flashbangs coming out means that there's only one player left to the site initially, and MBK has that M4 to be able to contest. Python with that AWP, not able to connect that spray, but that nade from Python.
They're gonna be unable to reproduce such heroics toward the A site, because for now, it's Eyeballers going on the counter-offensive with Sapphic already making it through the fire and flames, taking deep control of this ramp area with, you know, the T's kind of forced either down middle or toward B at this point. But the defense, they're not rotated just yet. They're still only posting one player each on those 2 places. Because obviously Falcons, they were still trying to retake this ramp control. That's something Eyeballers were aware of, and of course, they didn't succeed. A kill onto KENNYS does cement their ramp control. As Sapphic, you're on 7 HP, bud. Maybe keep hiding or retreat. It looks like he took the latter option. Still, oh no, committing to the fight. The one and done position is just a done position at the end of the day. A 4 versus 4 as NBK sprints toward the site, trying to open it up as fast as possible. And NBK, he succeeds, but the rest of his teammates, they have to succeed as well. The bomb's going down.
Yep, but with it being a 3-on-3, that's good until you realize how low Masuda is, so that nade's able to dunk him out. And Sven finding that initial pick, able to take that fight. It's up to the anchor, and it's Sven to save it all. Haji just performing fantastic for this Falcon squad, able to hold these angles and get these multi-frags. Those Fed able to do the same and save the day for Eyeballers to get them that 9-6 half going into the T side. Once again, despite the JW being able to...
Hopefully gonna have some highlight reels here on the B side with the dual Berettas, because guess what? It's high noon, and it's B hit time. But the dualies do nothing as the B side gets swarmed.
Yep, and not only is it swarmed, but JW has a one-way peeking over that smoke. Smart position, he's able to get an early pick on KENNYS to help them out, which means Haji and MBK are left in a 2v4. Though Haji has hit amazing shots, MBK is caught out on that flank. And I think it's going to be too much for Haji in this situation, especially after missing that first one. JW will take him out.
Would be technically sound, just wouldn't connect, and then later on we would have some individual performances to save the day, but it just wasn't quite enough time and time again. Now that they're on the CT side, hopefully their prep can come through a lot better. And with these 5-7s, dude, they can still convert the round. The Eyeballers certainly will have to get up close and personal. And even though they are using grenades to create space, you're never quite that safe from these 5-7s.
Yeah, 5-7s can be quite deadly, as well as those deagles on the headshots angles, and that means KENNYS will be able to just clean off the head of JW. And they smartly double nade that sandbag's position, do their best, confirm that it's clear. But they don't have much utility at this point, just a few smokes. It'll be enough to get them into the site, but they have very many positions to worry about. MBK able to get that initial pick.
Yeah, there you go.
Side further, MBK with multiple. Haji following up with his own 5-7 pick, and Sapic's left alone, and Haji will happily just push them down, and Falcons are able to steal away the second.
What'd I say, man? 5-7s, up close and personal, while your back is turned. This area on short is perfect for this. As you can see, Shine dies fast, and then NBK can surprise a couple of players, actually, as the rest of the players start to... The Falcons, on their own map pick, take control of the momentum, as with a lot of momentum, Eyeballers are trying to ball into this site. A whole bunch of them here from ramp as they get picked off one by one. That bomb is not getting its digits punched in.
Yeah, beautiful situation, and we have everything set up. AKs, M4s in play. Checking everything out, so we can see that beautiful replay of all of those nades directly hitting into the Eyeballers. Just everyone stacked on that site, anchoring. Flusho's able to find one with that tech.
So far, well, no one's really carrying for Eyeballers, but he's the one that had the most success. Those B defenses were immaculate. Let's see if he also has what it takes to get all those kills on the T side.
Interestingly enough, Falcon's not going to try to contest ramp at all, just playing passive positions, just wanting to anchor the site itself, as Python is able to drop and go aggressive. It's gonna be him against Flusha here, able to find the timing, winning that duel. That's going to be massive as that flank is denied, and if you got that pick, that would give them the opportunity to alert towards B, but instead, they're going to be forced to lean towards this A site that Falcons have decided to go aggressive and try to contest. Haji able to get that info, see a couple of players towards that position. They're going to respond to that in kind. Getting a molly, forcing Sapic down. Will be able to push enough on the sandbags, but they set up the boost meanwhile to be able to take him down as he just stands out in the open from that boost position.
Very good aggression coming out of the Falcons, right? You got Python toward B, just beating Flusha at his own game, doing some aggressive shit during, like, toward the stairs and whatnot, and then, yeah, pulling off a lovely, well-timed boost just to get that early advantage going. 2 players more for the French side, as the Swedes are not giving up yet, but maybe they should, because just JW left a 1 versus 4 in the middle of nowhere, cannot hold. Kind of worry about all the other places where Falcons can do aggressive pushes. We'll see, as the exchange of utility does occur. Ooh, we already get some aggression. NBK? I don't know what's going on. You take over, Trev.
Yeah, it's a lot of chaos. It's just a massive fight on the ramp, and it pans out in favor of eyeballers. Falcon's trying to get the rotate and just at least stall them for the moment, but it will cost them as Masuda eats a nade to the face as Flusha sticks that bomb down. Being left 2v3 on this retake's going to be a bit rough. Though some good utility is able to land on Flusha as well to equal out those odds a little bit. I think it's going to be asking a little too much here of these younger French players to clear out this site to handle Flusha that they might be able to just find the right timing on, but that sandbag trade should immediately come on in. But they entirely focus on side first and Flusha.
Bridled aggression, and it certainly did not pay off. We'll be going back to what works, playing relatively passively as eyeballers are once again waiting for the aggression to occur, hoping for history to repeat itself. No! They're actually exploding toward the B site, we can see. Shine leading the charge as Python does not manage to get the multi-man spray down, but one kill might be enough as KENNYS is still on the site, trying to set up the tripwires, but not successful as the bomb does get on through and should be planted soon, but the French side still has a man advantage.
Yeah, and they have 2 smokes to go for this retake too. No nades, so they can't punish the bomb plant or catch Flusha out easily, as he now has this aggressive off angle. Can be hard to clear a player out from this position, and he heard that scope. He can just creep out from under them, but MBK barely through his peripheral vision, able to land that flick to take Flusha down. Now JW has to try to run back. Sved able to save him, but he does take out JW in the process, and Haji with that flank will be able to take him down. I like this adjustment, changing their pace, just immediately going for this quick.
Really means nothing. It's kind of in the middle of those takes where eyeballers need to step it up a notch, and hey, the beginning of this take is not off to the best of starts with MBK getting a double and KENNYS barely making it out of dodge, but from the backs of those sandbags still gets the kill and manages to run away. What immaculate play coming out here from the legendary French sniper KENNYS, just leaving Flusha alone in a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, able to activate and come alive, just use all that utility, deny the push, and just with both of the opponents flanking him, Flusha with an interesting position to try to respond to this potential, and he does actually land that first, and it gives him cover from Kenny, so Kenny can't respond. He gets the utility and the off angle boosted up on the fence.
There he is over there in all of those situations. But don't, you know, don't do the other stuff Flusha maybe did, maybe didn't do. That's neither here nor there, though.
Yeah, it'll be a good situation to initially set up around. I guess the next question is, how do they want to respond on eyeballers, as they got this very rough mix buy situation coming on in? I sincerely wonder what their plan is going further. See tons of utility going on out. A bit of mid presence, change things up. And it's mainly just for so Shine can obtain that Galil. But they found the space to push all the way up on A. MBK able to deny that bomb plant and find a double for his troubles. And they're just pushing into that site and just unable to find any response on the side of eyeballers. And Shine just left alone on mid. KENNYS or Python likely to take him down.
Unfortunate that it comes down to this kind of a T side from the eyeballers, right? Because they did find their kind of one-trick pony that did work a little bit, which is fast rounds. I know there wasn't much equipment to go around here, but to really not find any kills in that main aggression is telling. Haji and KENNYS, of course, just standing back there to assist later on, but in this one KENNYS is actually toward the B side, so they have rejigged their setup somewhat, as MBK is calling ramp completely empty.
Yeah, it's a good situation to be in, and Sved, though, has been able to find this flank on mid. Kenny focused on that main angle to jump across mid onto that B site. So the wraparound from CT spawn is able to come on in, push him off guard. And that means as they get this B bomb plant, that there's no way for Team Falcons to rotate in. They just have to reload, possibly heard by Shine. So they know these players are holding towards ramp. Though I would hope that they don't necessarily try to hunt them down, as their econ's far too weak to do so. You can see Eyeballer is just focused on holding the site itself, being able to celebrate a clean round, and just finding those pickoffs and finding some success mid to work with, so they can at least deny Falcons from that OT point just yet.
Well on that CT side, he's not given up the top fragging position on the second half just yet, so he's been doing alright. Everyone else keeping in tandem as usual. But it's Shine that needed to find that opening kill, and it's Masuda that takes him down. With Shine and Sved already in the grave, Eyeballers are looking like they're going to be giving up this match points to the French.
Yeah, likely the map with it, as they need to be able to follow up that response.
Yeah, map point, obviously.
Get these rounds if they could get these rounds in a bit of a streak and just break that CT economy, they could have the chance back into this. But just already being down 2 thanks to Masuda, I think it's going to be too much to ask of them, especially with that lurk timing.
Oh.
JW able to land a fantastic first shot, but there's still another 2 players on this A site, and it's all a matter of timing at this point. It's going to be a bit of a miracle. Sapik can find that shot, and now things start getting interesting. They start having a chance back into this. Time ticking. KENNYS with a fantastic shot on a JW. As he rotates in with that AWP. 30 seconds left. Eyeballers have to find some way to get this round.
It was all like good when you were given all those advantageous duels, right, with MBK just going into the open, but now there's an op, which actually has been deleted, and Flusha does find the second entry. Okay, I didn't expect KENNYS to give up the bomb site like that. I thought he would have his op out and that the Eyeballers were easy pickings, but I was proven wrong instantly, as it's Flusha in a very good position here. Just gonna have to wait for that bomb to start beeping, and Python, he's gonna have to guess. Is he on angle A or angle B? Do I even tap the bomb before I go and look around here, as he knows he has indeed picked wrong? Does tap the bomb, but now Flusha, he can just wait and then tap his head.
This stalling's beautiful. Barely even actually taking the engagement, just stalling him and just being a thorn in the side. But Python, I think, has a chance.
No, half a second.
Just barely half a second too short. Flusha able to play that perfectly.
Yeah, even perfectly, it decides to just swing wide at the very right time when he knows there's no more time to get it, right? So you might as well try for the kill. It's really good stuff coming out here.
That's the sort of round where the experience for sure is one of those things that just will get you the win at the end of it. Just having all that just knowledge and experience, just knowing how to handle these.
But we remembered that 5-7 round with the Falcons, right? It was the second one. And I knew those pistols, up close and personal, they're still very much deadly. Sure, this time we have the deadly Desert Eagles on Masuta and KENNYS respectfully. Looking for the long-range engagements, and Haji, hey, he's got the 5-7 plus. It's called the MP9, and it shreds Sapek to shreds with KENNYS looking for some heads, but he might be, getting a few more than he bargained for there, as Haji, not going to be pushing the smoke, instead giving away his position to JW, who guesses the angle wrong. It's okay, both of them do. And it's Shine that kind of puts an end to that clown fiesta on short in the end. Eyeballers, crisis averted, right? These pistols can really go awry.
Not just yet.
I don't know, man. It's
those 2 pistols on ramp, and if they don't clear them out correctly,
but come on.
Oh, Shine! That's exactly what I'm talking about. Good response from Shine. It's gonna be a bit awkward though, so it's just up to Flusha. Shine has to run on this rotate, but they actually don't have a defuse kit.
Yeah,
so
but
it's going to be alright unless MBK perfectly lands the headshot. Doesn't. Shine gets the transfer. Eyeballers able to get that 14th, but that's exactly what I was talking about. You have to hold these positions, and just letting them creep up ramp that far up without a response is just insanely dangerous.
Oh man, I did not expect that at all. I mean, even if Shine was discovered by the guys that have pushed ramp earlier, he would have been a free kill, and that clutch just doesn't happen. Right here, while he's there in the corner, he could have gotten killed by the Deagles already. And the fact that he's the one that gets the 4K, just a shame that it doesn't really come to fruition in the end. Oh well, you got good weapons now. If you don't win this one, maybe you didn't deserve the victory after all. And oh, look at that! The duel of the century there. JW and KENNYS duking it out with KENNYS getting the bullet right in the head. The 4 versus 4 situation is on, and Flusha, well, he does find the entry toward B, doesn't he? But it's Masuda that surprises them in the corner, a one-and-done position of his own. 2 versus 2, the B side's up for grabs.
That's those B trades I was talking about. The rotation's able to come in fast enough. They have to use some utility to get the cross safely. Though a good smoke able to clutch things out, and JW going with a bit of an off angle now. We have JW and Flusha against MBK and Haji. Some of the best players, and JW should have seen the shoulder of MBK there. It's going to be so close. Flusha has to worry about that flank. But that smoke's giving him so much cover to just lurk here and hide, and he's able to get that initial pick and stay alive. Haji has to find some way to take him down as they're just dancing around that pillar. Flusha with only 9 points of health leaves things a bit problematic. And he has to fake the defuse, force him on the engagement. And I think he barely has it here, but we'll just have to wait and see, as Flusha might have done it all for eyeballers.
Nope, white light, and this time Flusha doesn't succeed in that clutch with a half a second left on the bomb. It really was a bad situation for him, but he's just left in these clutch situations so often. The beginning of the round obviously was played perfectly as well. That B site's taken and they were fighting for it. Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be prepared for this, and this could be the round dealt with at the end of this. So we have some default ramp control going in, but that means Falcons are a lot more passive towards this A play, but just able to get that first pick and not having to give up the angle. Kenny still scoped in on it. It's going to be a bit of an issue, because even if Sved wide swings this, that means he's going to be open to that next player of Masuda. So deadly to have on that engagement. Perfect bait and switch setup to still have that man advantage, but KENNYS misses that shot. He's able to get away with that smoke cover, fortunately enough for him. Able to still have that man advantage on this key final round of regulation. And how do eyeballers get away with this? So it does look like they're trying to set up to go with this B site, but there is 3 players already locked in. And KENNYS is just taking down Flusha.
Yeah, and I think with that, he has taken down every chance that eyeballers had of coming back into this one. I mean, they fought valiantly, right? But now it's a 2 versus 4. And you're making a totem pole here on middle. You're wasting time. You're hoping for that 1 kill to come on through. Surely someone's going to be checking mid one of these days. Well, it's not happening. And they just made noise to demount that totem pole. So it's time for them to rush toward B and get slaughtered, because the defense there is much too strong. Is MBK going to have the honors? Nope, it's KENNYS, the guy that killed Flusha.